Mansa Musa, also known as Musa I of Mali, was the ruler of the Mali Empire in West Africa during the 14th century. He was born around 1280 CE, and his full name was Musa Keita. Mansa Musa was the grandson of Sundiata Keita, the founder of the Mali Empire. He ascended to the throne of Mali in 1312 CE, following the death of his predecessor, Abu Bakr II. Mansa Musa is best known for his extravagant pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324-1325 CE, which brought Mali to the attention of the wider world. His pilgrimage was one of the largest and most opulent in history, involving a vast entourage and enormous quantities of gold. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage was not only a religious journey, but also a diplomatic mission to strengthen Mali's ties with other Muslim states. He traveled with a caravan of thousands of people, including soldiers, officials, scholars, and slaves, as well as vast amounts of gold and other treasures. Mansa Musa's wealth was legendary, and his extravagant spending during the pilgrimage contributed to the inflation of gold prices in the regions he passed through. His generosity and lavish gifts along the way earned him a reputation as one of the wealthiest individuals in history. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage attracted the attention of European travelers and merchants who were amazed by the wealth and splendor of the Mali Empire. He is often credited with putting Mali on the map and establishing its reputation as a center of wealth and culture. Mansa Musa's reign was characterized by prosperity and stability, with Mali becoming one of the wealthiest and most powerful empires in Africa. He expanded Mali's territory through military conquests and diplomatic alliances, extending its influence over a vast area encompassing parts of modern-day Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Niger, Nigeria, Chad, and Mauritania. Mansa Musa was a devout Muslim and played a key role in promoting Islam in West Africa, sponsoring the construction of mosques, schools, and Islamic centers of learning. He encouraged Islamic scholarship, attracting scholars and theologians from across the Muslim world to Mali. Mansa Musa's patronage of the arts and culture contributed to the flourishing of literature, architecture, music, and visual arts in Mali. He established Timbuktu as a major center of learning and commerce, attracting scholars, traders, and travelers from all over the Islamic world. Mansa Musa's wealth was derived primarily from Mali's control of the trans-Saharan trade routes, particularly the gold and salt trade. He monopolized the gold trade, maintaining strict control over its production, distribution, and export. Mansa Musa's empire was renowned for its wealth in gold, which was abundant in Mali's mines, particularly in the regions of Bambouk and Bour. He established a system of taxation and tribute, which further enriched Mali's coffers and funded the empire's military and administrative activities. Mansa Musa's reign saw the construction of numerous palaces, mosques, and fortifications throughout Mali, including the famous Djinguereber Mosque in Timbuktu. He implemented a system of governance based on Islamic principles, with Sharia law serving as the basis for Mali's legal system. Mansa Musa was a skilled diplomat and negotiator, forging alliances with neighboring states and maintaining peaceful relations with foreign powers. He established diplomatic missions to other Muslim states, as well as to the Christian kingdoms of Europe, seeking to expand Mali's trade and diplomatic relations. Mansa Musa's empire benefited from its strategic location in the Sahel region, which facilitated trade and communication between North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. He encouraged agricultural development and irrigation projects, which increased food production and supported Mali's growing population. Mansa Musa's reign saw the expansion of Mali's influence into the Sahara Desert, with the establishment of trade outposts and settlements in the region. He invested in infrastructure projects, including the construction of roads, bridges, and caravanserais, to facilitate trade and travel within Mali and across its borders. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca was accompanied by the construction of wells, mosques, and other infrastructure along the route, providing assistance to pilgrims and travelers. He promoted the use of Arabic as the language of administration, commerce, and scholarship in Mali, facilitating communication and cultural exchange within the empire. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca had a lasting impact on the economies of the regions he passed through, as well as on the development of trade routes and commercial networks. He established diplomatic relations with the Mamluk Sultanate of Egypt, the Abbasid Caliphate of Baghdad, and other powerful Muslim states, cementing Mali's position as a major player in the Islamic world. Mansa Musa's patronage of scholarship and learning attracted some of the greatest minds of his time to Mali, including historians, theologians, astronomers, and mathematicians. He founded the University of Sankore in Timbuktu, which became one of the leading centers of Islamic learning in Africa. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca was documented by several contemporary Arab historians, including Ibn Battuta and Al-Umari, who marveled at the scale and grandeur of the expedition. He was known for his piety, humility, and generosity, distributing vast sums of gold and other gifts to the poor, as well as to mosques and charitable institutions along the pilgrimage route. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca elevated Mali's prestige and influence in the Muslim world, establishing it as a beacon of wealth, culture, and learning. He was a visionary leader who sought to promote peace, prosperity, and unity within Mali and across the wider Islamic world. Mansa Musa's legacy continues to be celebrated in Mali and throughout Africa, where he is remembered as one of the greatest rulers in the continent's history. He is honored with statues, monuments, and commemorations in Mali, as well as in other countries with ties to the Mali Empire. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca inspired subsequent generations of African leaders and travelers, who sought to emulate his example and follow in his footsteps. He is remembered as a symbol of African greatness, resilience, and achievement, whose legacy transcends borders and generations. Mansa Musa's reign marked a golden age in Mali's history, characterized by peace, prosperity, and cultural flourishing. He left behind a legacy of tolerance, diversity, and coexistence, with Mali serving as a melting pot of different ethnicities, languages, and religions. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca helped to foster greater cultural exchange and dialogue between Africa and the wider Islamic world, strengthening ties of kinship and solidarity among Muslims. He is celebrated for his commitment to justice, equality, and human dignity, as well as for his unwavering devotion to Islam and its principles. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca remains one of the most iconic and legendary journeys in history, symbolizing the power of faith, wealth, and ambition. He is revered as a hero and a role model for his people, whose legacy continues to inspire Africans and people of African descent around the world.